Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sumukascha Ekadantascha Kapilo Kajakarnakaha Lambodharascha Vikato Vignarajo Vinayakaha Dhumaketurganadhyakshaha Phalachandro Gajananaha Vakratundaha Surpakarno Herambaha Skandapurvajaha Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarvavighnopasanteye यस्यद्वरदवक्त्राभ्यां पारिषद्भ्यां परस्तुतं विघ्नं निघ्नन्ति सततं विश्वक्सेनं तमाश्रये गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. Let us continue from where we left off. 1.5.15 we start today. 1.5.14 yesterday. Tata anyata kinchana yat vivakshataha prutak grisaha tad kruta rupanam abhihi na kutrachit kvapi dusthita matihi labheta vatahadano iva aspadam. 15. Jukupsitam dharmakruta anusasataha svabhava raktasya mahan gasikramaha yat vakyato dharmasat धर्म इति तरह स्थितो न मन्यते तस्य निवारणं जनः. जुकुप्सितं धर्मकृत अनुशासतः स्वभाव रक्तस्य महान् व्यतिक्रमः यत् वाक्यतो धर्म इति तरह स्थितो न मन्यते तस्य निवारणं जनः. जुकुप्सितं धर्मकृत अनुशासतः स्वभाव रक्तस्य महान व्यतिक्रमः यत् वाक्यतो धर्म इति इतरः स्थितः न मन्यते तस्य निवारणं जनः. Now vyatikramaha, the last word in the first line, vyatikramaha means basically it denotes several things, something like transgression, something that should not be done, or non-performance. Okay. Now, mahan vyatikramaha, a great transgression. Okay. The mahan vyatikramaha, a great transgression. Anusasataha, anusasanam means instruction, dictation. Okay. Anusasataha, instruction. Jukupsthitam, it means loathsome act that are despicable. Okay. Dharmakrita, in the name of performing dharma, Jukupsthitam, very despicable acts, okay, have been instructed. Anusasatam have been given by you. It will come, by you will come. Okay. And these activities, which really pertains to people like us, if you're really honest with ourselves, all the actions that we do, or most of the actions we do, thinking we are doing dharma, we are actually doing despicable acts, right? And Narada is now talking about people like us. Okay, dharma krute jukupsitam svabhava raktasya. These are Swabhavam, what is natural, raktam. Rakta means to be attached to. So, Swabhava Raktasya means people who are attached to such acts, people like us. You know, we keep on repeating several acts, even though they are not dharma, we still keep doing that because we are attached to them, right? And these are, for people like us, yat vakyata, that comes in the second sentence, the very first word, two words, yat vakyata. The speech, the words, the instructions given by you, the words spoken by you, is from your words. Your words are authority. Itaraha janaha. Iti, itaraha. See, the fourth word is iti. And fifth word is itaraha. You combine that with the last word in second line, janaha. Itaraha janaha. For these people. Chita. they get established in, firmly established in what? Dharma iti. This is what dharma is. These people get established in these acts that are really loathsome and despicable because they have been instructed by you. So they think that this is what dharma is. And not only that, then dharma iti, so they say, Vyasa Bhagavan has said this, Mahabharatam has said this, so they follow that thinking that what dharma is. Na manyate, these people will not accept, na manyate, they will not accept anything, tasya nivaranam, anything opposed to what you have instructed. This is what Narada says. If all these despicable acts that you have described, in the name of what this is what dharma is, people take this to be the gospel truth. So they will not accept anything. Plus, they are naturally inclined to do such acts. So they will not accept anything different from that because you have given it. And it is your word that is important to them. What a beautiful way Narada is telling Vyasa Bhagavan. Just imagine. Even this what's happening to these so-called gurus and the teachers and the various groups that people all belong to, right? Are they all really teaching what dharma is? This is what Narada is saying. Okay? So please pay full attention to that. He is telling Vyasa himself. You have written Mahabharatam with all these, evil thoughts, of what happened to Draupadi in the palace hall, how people were killing each other in the name of dharma. This is what people who hear that will also do because they don't know any better. Okay? Jukupsitam dharmakrita anusasatah swabhavaraktasya mahan yatikramaha yat vakyatah dharma iti itarah stitah na manyate tasya nivaranam janah. 16. Vichakshanah asya arhati veditum vibhoho ananta parasya nivruttitah sukham pravartamanasya gunaihi anatmanah tatah bhavan darsaya cheshtitam vibhoho. Beautifully Narada tells him what to do. This is what a proper teacher must do. A guru is so important. We cannot take and accept every Tom, Dick and Harry as guru. Vichakshanah asya arhati veditum vibhoho ananta aparasya nivruttitah sukham pravartamanasya gunaihi anatmanah tato bhavan darsaya cheshtitam vibhoho. Vichakshanah asya arhati veditum vibhoho ananta aparasya nivruttitah sukham pravartamanasya gunaihi anatmanah tato bhavan darsaya cheshtitam vibhoho. Vichakshanah, only a wise man. Wise man is a person who uses his buddhi, the discriminating ability, discriminating always between what is permanent and what is temporary, right? Vichakshanaha, that wise man, veditum arhasi. Arhasi means to deserve, to become fit for. Veditum, to know. He actually is capable of knowing because he attained the deservedness. He has become fit to know. Right? What is he fit to know? Veditum arhasi. Asya here, vibhoho sukham. The sukham, asya vibhoho. The vibhoho is Bhagavan. As we covered many times before, Vibhu is the Bhagavan, the aspect of Bhagavan that grants everything we ask for and also things that we don't ask for. Because the Divine Mother knows what is good for us. So we don't know what to ask. We don't know what's the right thing to ask. That's why Arjuna tells Krishna, you tell me what is beneficial to me. He says, I don't know. You tell me what is beneficial to me. You teach that to me. So, same way that Vibhoho Sukham. Imagine the bliss. Imagine the peace, the Shantam, the unending bliss of Bhagavan. Who can know that? Vichakshinaha. Only the wise man is capable of knowing the supreme bliss of Bhagavan. And this Bhagavan is Ananta Aparasya. Ananta. Ananta means eternal, without end. Ananta. Aparasya. Apara means the infinite. He is not only eternal, he is also infinite. That Vibhoho Sukham, only Vichakshinaha Veditum Arhati. Now, and how do they become capable of knowing, fit to know? Because they do Nivrittitaha. Nivrittitaha. That means they have sense control, they have mind control, they've withdrawn themselves from the pleasures and pains of life, even though they move about. Just like a lotus flower, they're not touched by what's happening. They've withdrawn themselves internally, inward. That is why they become Veditum Arhati. So now, Ato, the second line, therefore, O Bhavan, your respected sir, respected self, is addressing Vyasa. What he says, these Anatmanaha, people who are ignorant, people who are not Vichakshinaha, people like us, we are ignorant of the Atma, we are ignorant of mind control, sense control. People like that, we also have to be helped. We also have to be guided and protected. So he says, Bhavan, for Anatmanaha, people who are ignorant, so for them, and not ignorant, pravartamanasya, gunaihi pravartamanasya. Now, vartamana means to live, to be, and to move about, right? Pravartamanasya gunaihi. We are all moving about, bound by our gunas, the natural tendencies, right? So for these people who are bound by the gunas and ignorant of the Atma, the Atmic bliss, the supreme bliss of the Lord, the Sukham, the Vibhoho Sukham, people who are ignorant of that, Bhavan, sir, your respected sir, Darsaya Cheshtitam Vibhoho. Vibhoho appears twice. Darsaya Vibhoho Cheshtitam. The Bhagavan's Cheshtitam, the exploits, the plays, the activities, the speeches, whatever he did, whatever he did not do, how did he appear, how did he move about, what are the different ways that he exemplified, illustrated that the personification of selfless love. That is Cheshtitam. Vibhoho Cheshtitam Darsaya. You please narrate that in great detail, so that these Anatmanaha, ignorant people bound in the sea of gunas, the characteristics, the natural tendencies, Sattvic Gunam, Rajasic Gunam, and Tamasic Gunam, they also can be saved. They can also attain Vibhoho Sukham. So please narrate that in detail. Beautifully, he said. Previous Slokam, he said, you spoke about all things that are useless, really. In the name of Dharma, you speak so many things, but that's not where Dharma is. It is only by the narration of Bhagavan's Leelas and Bhagavan's Gunas and Bhagavan's the stories and the glories of Bhagavan. That is what you should narrate, Vyasa. That is what he is saying. Vichakshana asya arhati veditum vibhoho anantaparasya nivrittitaha sukham pravartamanasya gunaihi anatmanaha tato bhavan darsaya cheshtitam vibhoho. 17. Tyatva swadharmam ranambujam arehe bhajan apakvaha ata patetu tato yadi yatra kva va abhadram abhuta amushya kimko varta aptaha abhajatam swadharmataha. Tyatva swadharmam charanambujam arehe bhajan apakvaha ata patetu tato yadi yatra kva va abhadram abhuta amushya kimko varta aptaha abhajatam swadharmataha. Tyaktva swadharmam charana ambujam arehe bhajan apakvaha atha patet tata yadi yatra kva va abhadram abhuta amushya kim ka varta aptaha abhajatam swadharmataha. Atha. Atha means several things. Sometimes therefore, and in this case here, what we can translate it as. So by any chance, if by any chance, okay, so we can take it that way. What happens if by any chance Swadharmam tyaktva, giving up one's Swadharmam. The Swadharmam is described beautifully. Bhagavan teaches what it is in Bhagavad Gita, and there is only one dharma. Swadharmam means only the dharmam of love, of selfless love. That is what really Swadharmam is. But we try to parse it and say that it applies to various ashramams like grahasthashramam, like householder, brahmacharyam, or vanaprastham like that, or the dharma of a husband, dharma of a wife, dharma of a father, dharma of a mother, child, like that, friend. So many ways, we parse it. Okay, but dharma cannot be parsed. It's Swadharmam means only the dharmam in consonance, the action and speech and thought in consonance with the indweller, which is nothing but prema, selfless love. But here, suppose, and I don't know that, I'm not in touch with the selfless love within me because I'm bound by selfishness. So, Swadharma tyaktva, I give up my Swadharmam, I leave it, I am not following it. But, Charanambujam Harehe, Charanambujam Bhajan, I am doing bhajan, I'm thinking, meditating, I'm doing smaranam, I'm recalling, I'm thinking of Bhagavan with love in my mind, Bhagavan's lotus feet, Charana Ambujam. If I think of Bhagavan's lotus feet in my mind all the time, even though I am not doing my Swadharma, even though my speech, thoughts and actions are mired in selfishness and they're not really full of selfless love, because of that, I am apakvaha. Apakvaha means unripe. Pakvam means very fully ripe. Apakvaha, not ripe. But I am not ripe in my spiritual maturity, right? I've got lots of problems. I've got lots of selfishness. So many things, anger, so many things I have, which is, you can apply this to yourself. So he's talking about people like that. Apakvaha, even though I'm unripe, if I do bhajan to Harehe Charanam Bhujam, then the kaha, we take the kaha from the next line. Kaha artha, what even though I'm like this, let me do the abhadram abhuta amushya. Let me take that. Abhadram abhuta amushya. And the word after that is kim. So to combining it, abhadram. Abhadram means inauspiciousness. Okay. Abhuta kim. Kim means how abhuta happened for a person, even though he may not be doing swadharmam, but even though he may not be ripe in spiritual practices and still has got problems, with gunam and all that, anger and everything else. But if he does bhajan, if he loves Bhagavan in his mind, and Bhagavan's lotus feet, Harehe Charana Ambujam, if he does that, to him, kim, how? Abhadram abhuta, inauspiciousness happen. How can it happen to him? And Ambushya means to him. Okay? So, then, next thing, Narada even emphasizes it further. Kaha artaha, next line you can see kaha, which is a king ko. Ko is kaha. Ko kaha va artha. Vartha means va artha. Kaha artha, what great purpose? Artha means essence, right? What is the great purpose? Aptaha is achieved. Swadharmaha abhajatam. Swadharmaha, one who follows his swadharma, going to temple, doing puja and all the things. Everything we do, follow all the rituals and everything we do in a grand scale and all this. But if I do that, abhajatam, without loving God in my mind, kim va artha, what great purpose does it achieve? Nothing. So, even if I don't do my own dharma, but if I do bhajan to Bhagavan's lotus feet, I cannot fall. There is no loss in that. But if I do all the things prescribed without loving God in my mind, then they are useless. That's why Adi Shankara said, Bhaja Govindam. That's the main thing. That Bhaja is the most important. Okay? Not everything else is subsidiary and part of that. Okay? So please keep that in mind. It's a very important reminder, instruction coming again from Bhagavatam. Kyastva swadharmam charanambujam harehe bhajan apakvaha ata patet tato yadi yatra kva va abhadram abhuta amushya kim kaha va artha aptaha abhajatam swadharmataha. Number 18. Tasyaiva hetoho prayatet kovitaha na labhyate yat brahmatam apari adaha tat labhyate dukkhavat anyatah sukha sarvatra kalena ghabhiraram hasa. Tasyaiva hetoho prayatet kovitaha na labhyate yat brahmatam upari adaha tat labhyate dukkhavat anyatah sukha sarvatra kalena ghabhiraram hasa. Tasya eva hetoho prayateta kovidaha na labhyate yat brahmatam upari adaha tat labhyate dukkhavat anyatah sukha sarvatra kalena ghabhiraram hasa. Kovidaha means vidaha, person who knows. Kovidaha, like one who is exalted in knowing, who is a very wise person. Tasyaiva hetoho prayateta. Tasyaiva hetoho. One, he takes effort. The prayateta, it takes effort. Tasyaiva hetoho. Only with that reason, with that cause. What impels him to take effort? Tasya eva. Hetoho means the reason, the cause. And he takes effort. The Kovitaha must take effort only for that purpose. To do bhajan to Harehe Saranam Bhujam. That is what a wise person must take effort to do. Yes, next, the one in the first sentence you can see, Yat, which Yat is going back to the previous Slokam, that supreme bliss, that Vibhoho Sukham, that Harehe Charanam Bhujam Bhajan. So that Yat, he must take effort for that only, and that supreme bliss, Yat, that supreme bliss, na labhyate, it is not easily obtained. Not easily obtained. By whom? Brahmatam. The Brahmatam are people like you and me. They are completely engrossed in ignorance, in illusion, and delusion, and fear, and anger, and all these things, right? We are all Brahma. We are all in that stage. It is very difficult to attain that Sukham by people who are Brahmatam. Upari. And what have we done? Upari Adaha. We all have migrated from Upari, from the higher world, into Adaha, into the lower world. Right? And it is very difficult for us to attain that Vibhoho Sukham. But therefore, the wise people must take effort to attain that only. Now, in the same way, Tat Sukham Labhyate. Tat Sukham, the second line, Tat Labhyate, and then you can see the word Sukham in the second line again. Tat Sukham Labhyate. That the pleasures of the senses that we are all mired in the world, one way or another, continuously, that pleasures of the sense pleasures are easily obtained. Very easily obtained. How easy it is? The same way, dukkhavat, just as sorrow, as misery, sarvatra kalena, sarvatra, in all places, kalena, at all time, ghabhiraram hasa. And its speed, how misery spreads with so much speed. Its speed is unimaginable, right? And like with that, like the way the sorrow, dukkam spreads so easily, so fast in all places at all times, like that, the sense pleasures are easily obtained. But the vibhoho sukham is difficult to obtain by people who are mired in the sense pleasures. Sathya hetoho prayateta ko vidaha na labhyate yat brahmatam upari hadaha tat labhyate dukkavat anyatah sukha sarvatra kalena gabhiraram hasa. Let's do one more today. Number 19. Na vai jano jatu katanchana avrajete mukunda sevi anyavat anga samsrutim Smaran Mukunda Angra Upahunam Punaha Vihatum Ichet Na Rasagraho Yataha Navai Jano Jatu Katanchana Avrajete Mukunda Sevi Anyavat Anga Samsrutim Smaran Mukunda Angra Upahanam Punaha Vihatum Ichet Na Rasagreho Yataha Na vai janaha jatu katanchana avrajete mukunda sevi anyavat anga samsrutim smaran mukunda angra upahunam punaha vihatum icchete na rasagreho yataha. Anga, he says. Anga means, oh my darling, my dear one. He addresses Vyasamuni, Anga, he says. Mukunda Sevi Janaha. Mukunda Sevi, what a beautiful word it is. One who is always serving Mukunda. Bhagavan, if we serve, all the things that we do are really don't mean anything. Really, they mean zero. Unless there's only one qualification required, only one quality in whatever we do that is required, that is to please Bhagavan, to please God. That is the only the purpose that work is given to us. Okay? Without realizing it, we do the work to please so many other things. But we must always lead our life pleasing God only. And that Bhagavan is present in everything and everywhere. That's how we must see. But we must please Him and please Him and please Him. That's what He is looking for. That is why He conferred so much on Dhruva, because Dhruva's action pleased Him. And so Bhagavan, to please Bhagavan is Mukunda Sevi. Okay? It is not enough to say that Manava Seva is Madhava Seva and all that. No. You must sincerely experience it. Mukunda Sevi Janaha, those people who are serving Bhagavan. Like all other creatures, they're all serving the Lord, except human beings, right? So, Mukunda Sevi Janaha, those the people serving Mukunda, Bhagavan, na vai jatu, they do not. What do they not do? Samsritim abrajete. Samsritim, in the samsara, in the cycle of birth and death, abrajete, they return to. That means people who serve Bhagavan do not return to, do not get caught in the samsara, the cycle of birth and death. And katanshana, at any time. That's beauty. They do not get caught in it at any time. This is what Brahma tells Narada also. So he's repeating it here. No way. If you are serving Bhagavan, you will not get caught in the samsaram. Don't worry. At any time. And anyavate, like any other person, they don't get caught. Anyavate, people who are not doing Mukunda Seva, Bhagavan, serving Bhagavan, they, people who do not do that, they get caught in the samsara. But people who do the service, they do not get caught in the cycle of birth and death, unlike other people. Anyavate. Okay? No? Then, yataha Smaran Mukunda Angra Upahunam Punaha Vihatum Ichete Na Rasagreho Yataha. Yataha. Okay. Because, why? Rasagraha. Rasam. Rasagraha. Because Mukunda Sevi is attached to Bhagavan. Rasa is immersed in the essence of what Bhagavan is. So much attached to him. And because, just like Tyagaraja sang, because you are attached to Bhagavan, na ichete, you don't desire anything else. Na ichete. And not only that, vihatum punaha, he does not want to leave Bhagavan's lotus feet ever again. Once you're attached to it, you don't want to leave it ever again. And he does that by always attaching himself to Bhagavan and not leaving it. How does he do it? Smaran, always remembering. And what is he remembering? And what is he recalling? And what is he reminiscing? Beautifully, Mukunda Angra Upahonam, the blissful embrace of Bhagavan's lotus feet. How does the lotus feet feel? Is it soft? Is it hard? You will always be attached to it. By reminiscing and recalling, once you hold on to the lotus feet, you will never leave it. And you will not desire for anything else. Because of that, you will not get caught in the samsaram, cycle of birth and death, ever again, at any point in time. So hold on to the lotus feet. This is what Narada is advising him. Number 19. Na vai jano jatu katanchana avrajete mukunda sevi anyavat anga samsrutim smaran mukunda angra upahunam punaha vihatum ichete na rasagraho yataha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om.